Hi, welcome to the pre-calculus lecture series. And we are still in the chapter 3. This is the last section of the chapter 3. We're going to talk about, this is section 3.7. We're going to talk about the polynomial and the rational inequalities. And this is a pretty critical topics, try to prepare us for the calculus, because we need to know when a polynomial function or rational function, which intervals will give us negative, which interval will give us the positive. And the reason why we want to do that, because in the calculus, and we're going to use this negative and positive interval to decide many different things, right? For example, is functions increasing or decreasing, those type of things. So that's why in the pre-cal, we want to cover these topics here. Okay, so let's go to our lecture note here. Okay, so here we have a few things here. Okay, so the first things here is how to solve the polynomial. And so I'm going to list the step, and I'm going to use example number 1 to demonstrate each steps here. All right, so the step number 1 is here. So when we try to solve a polynomial, so first things here we need to do is move all the terms to one side. Okay. And then the second things we want to do is here. After you do that, then the second steps here is we want to factor. We want to factor the polynomial. Okay, so let's take a look at this example. So we'll do the side by side. So for these ones here, so I need to step number 1, right? So I need to move all the term to one side. So this will be equal to the 2x cubed plus x squared. Then here's the next 13. So I minus 13x minus 13x, right, on both sides. So this will give me negative 13x plus 6. Now I have greater than 0. Okay, so in here, okay, so for the greater than 0, now in here, this is a polynomial. Then the next part here is we are going to factor. And probably, for these topics here, probably this is the hardest one, hardest step is how to factor. And especially, if we have the higher degrees of the polynomials here, it's like a lot of time is just a try and error. It's very difficult to try to, spot how to factor here. So I have there's a couple tricks here. It's not always work, but it's probably will work. So like in here, one of the things, you can try. So you can add all the coefficients here, all right? So for example, this coefficient, when you add them together, so this is 2 plus 1 minus 13 plus 6, right? So what is that? So 2 plus 1, so this is minus 10, so it's a 16th here, okay? Right? Oh, not 16th, I'm sorry here, I did not do my math. So it's negative 10 plus 4 is negative 4 here, okay? So this one's here is negative 4. So because negative 4, so I probably, will be able to factor 2 or negative 2 or 4 or negative 4 out. You say why? Because it's 2 times 2 negative 4. So it's possible, okay? I don't want to say it's absolutely. So we can use it. That's why here the synthetic divisions will be pretty handy to help us to see, whether we can factor it. So like I said, this is a try and errors, right? So I will do like this. This is a 2, 1, negative 13, and 6. After you factor out 1, then the remaining will be pretty easy. So let's say that here, how about if unluckily I choose negative 2 here? Okay, so here you said 2 going down is 2. 2 times 2 is negative 4. So this is -3. So 2 times -3 is what? +6, right? +6, you got a -7. So this is -14. So this is -8. So here you find out this is not equal to 0. So I know I choose, I'm unlucky, I choose the wrong one. So we say, okay, let's try again. And then maybe, maybe I will get lucky. Like I say, you just need to try and error. So how about it's 2, right? So I say it's a 2 here. So I have a 2 over 2 here, right? So you 2 down here. So 2 times 2 is what? It's a 4. 4 times 2 is 4 add 1 is what? It's 5. Okay, 5 times 2 is what? It's 10, right? 5 times 2 is 10. And then 10 add -3 is -3. Then 2 times -3 is -6. What do you have here? Hi, I got a 0 here. That is wonderful. That means I know the 2 is factors here. And because this is the, remember, this is the x cubed, right? So after you factor, you drop 1. Like I said, after you factor out the first one, then the next one will be pretty easy. So here you know this is x minus 2. Then the next terms here, this is 2 squared plus 5x minus 3 greater than 0. And we all know how to factor it with the x squared terms, right? So this one's here, I have 2x here. Now I have x here, I have 3. So I need to have a +5, so I plus 3 here and then -1 here. All right, so this is greater than 0. So if you don't know how to factor, and this probably, how to get a correct factor probably is the hardest part for these sections here. But like I say, it's really, there's no certain way. Of course, we learn like a grouping, those things, right? Yeah, if you can spot it. If not, and then you just need to kind of use the, use the synthetic, do a try and runs, right? There are some tricks here you can try, but that's not a guarantee. Okay, then the number 3 here is I need to find the interval. Okay, how do I find the interval? By setting each factor equals 0, then solving for x here. Okay, so in here I have that's why we want to factor. So in here, after I factor this x minus 2, I set this is equal to 0. I set this one equal to 0. I set this one equal to 0. So what is this one will have to? X equal to 2. And what is this one going to? X equal to 1/2. What is this one going to? X equal to -3. All right. Okay, so the remaining part is pretty simple. It's just like I said, the factor part is kind of a bit hard. Then the step number 4 here is what? Then you make a table or diagram. Okay, so how do I make a table? So I get this x's, right? So I will put the x in the real number lines here. So let's see here, the x equal to -3 here. So this is -3. Okay, then the next one's here, this is 1/2. Okay, then this one's here is what? This one is 2, right? Okay, and so this is my number lines here. Then because of this number line, I divide this into several intervals here. I divided my real number line included several intervals. Then in here, I can make so this is my factor x minus 2. Okay, so let me write a little bit further so I can have space here. Okay, so this is my x minus 2 factor. Okay, and this is my 2x minus 1 factor. This is my x plus 3 factor. Okay, so now I'm going to decide so which factor will be assigned. So like if you are less than -3, right? So x minus 2, what are we going to have is negatives, right? If you have something between -3 and 1/2, what is x minus 2? Of course, it's negative also. How about from the 2 to 1/2? Still is negative. But how about something greater than 2? X minus 2 will be what? Will be positive. Okay, now the 2x minus 1. So in here, you choose some number less than -3. That's a -4. So -4 times 2, -8. So this is negative. Then choose something in between -3 and 1/2. Well, you choose 0. So 0 gives you negative. So it's negative. Then choose something in between these two, 1/2 and the 2. You say, hey, I choose 1. So 2 times 1 is 2 minus 1. So it's a positive. Choose something here. This is a positive. Right? Okay, and then continue to do x minus 3. Okay, so if you have a -4, what is here is negative. If you have like some zeros here, what do you have? You have positives, right? Okay, and then take a look. The 1 and 1/2, 2 and 2, 2 and 1/2. Let's choose 1. So it's positive. Greater than 2 is positive. Okay, after you do that, okay, then the next thing here is you will try to, combine this, right? So for these intervals here, this is negative, negative, negative. So what is the final answer will be? It's negative, right? So this interval, negative times negative is positive. Positive times positive is what? It's positive. So this is a negative, positive, positive. What is here is a negative. So this is a positive, positive, positive. So it's a positive here, all right? So after you do that, then in here, then you can say the last step here is make the decision and solve it. Okay, so make the decision and solve it. So how do you make the decision? Take a look here. So your original, inequalities here is what? Is greater than 0. That means that you want the interval is what? You want the interval is positive, right? So which interval is positive? This interval and this interval, they are positive. So I know this is my solution. So let's try to write the solutions here. Right, so the solution here, so this is from -3 to where? To 1/2. I put a bracket. Why I put a bracket? Because this has equal signs, right? So the solution will be -3 to 1/2 and the union from the 2 and go to the infinity. So it's a 2 and what is infinity, right? So the procedure really pretty easy. Like I said, the hardest one is how to factors, right? So how to spot how to factors here. Okay, so now let's take a look again, the next one. Okay, so let's take a look at the next problems here. So let's take a look here. So solve the inequality. So the step number 1, right? I always need to do what? I move everything over. So this will be the 3x4 minus, okay, so you move the 2x3 over, be the -2x3. So let's put it in the correct order, right? So this is minus 2x3, then minus x squared. Then you move the negative 12x over, so you move the -12x here. Then the last one, you have a constant, is -4. This is less than 0. Okay, so this one is even harder to factors here, right? So let's see here to see if we can find anything to help us here. So like I said, let's try to add let's try to add the constant. So this is 3, -2, -1, -12, and then -4. So it's a -16, right? So it's a -16. So your total add here is -16 here. So if it's a -16, right? So you will have a many situation. Maybe it's divided by 2, divided by a, and by the like a 4. So like I said, try and error to see we'll be able to find anything here, right? Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, so let's try, let's try I can do by you know, to see if I can do by 2. So this is -3, -2, -1, -12, -4. Then here, this is your x-force, right? Okay, now I try 2. Let's see it work or not. 3 move down here. So 2 times 3 is 6. So 6 plus -2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus -1 is 7. 2 times 7 is 14. 14 plus 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Oh boy, we got it, right? So we got this is zeros here. Okay, so that's great. And then after that, so this is great. So now we have, you know, so I can factor this one to be the x minus 2. Then this one drop 1 degree. So this will be the 3x cubed plus 4x squared and plus 7x plus 2. Okay, so this will be my another ones here. Okay, so now in here, you know, I can try the different things and then in fact in here, let's see here, because I know the constants here is 3 and 2. So maybe let's try. So this is 3, 4, 7, and 2, right? So let's try the -1/3. Okay, so it's a take -1/3 to see what happens. The reason why I do that is because I have the 3 in the front. Let's see if we can get rid of that. So 3 drop down. So 3 times -1/3 is what? It's -1. So 4 plus -1 is 3. Oh, we are pretty lucky, right? So 3 times -1 is a -1 again, right? And 7 plus 1 is what? It's 6. 6 times -1/3. Oh, gee whiz. So it's what? It's 2, right? And what I have here, I have zeros here. That's beautiful. So now I know I factored these ones here. So these ones here will give me x minus 2. This is 3x plus 1. Then the last terms here, this will be the 3x squared plus 3x plus 6. Okay, and after that, like you might say, I don't know how to factor. That's, like I said, this is the hardest part. You just need to try the different factor and by chance. And then, you know, use some tricks there. So here, this 3, you can factor the 3 out. So this is x minus 2. This is 3x plus 1. Then this is x squared plus x plus 2. So I know this one I cannot factor anymore. All right. So now I will set this one equal to 0. All right. So I will set this one equal to 0 and this one equal to 0. So when you set this one equal to 0, x equal to 2, and x equal to the -1/3. Okay, so now let's do our tables again. So this is our table. And so the first numbers here, right? So first number, this is -1/3 is in here. And the next numbers here, this is 2 is in here. So that's why this one divide my interval to a few intervals here, okay? All right, so now in here, I need to write down my, so this is, so here, this will be my x minus 2 factor. This is 3x plus 1 factor. This is x squared plus x plus 2 factor. All right, so now I'm just start doing my negative positive game again, right? Okay, so you choose anything on the left-hand side, -1/3, let's say -1. So this one will be negative. You choose something in between here. So you say 0, so this is negative. Choose something above, so 3, so it's a positive. Okay, 3x plus 1, choose -1. What you have is negative. Okay, so for these ones here, you choose 0, what you have is positive. choose 3 is a positive. Okay, so here, if you choose -1, okay, so if you choose -1, let's see here, -1 is 1 minus 1, so it's positive. You choose 0, it's positive. Choose anything greater than 0, it's positive. Okay, that's it. Okay, so now afterward, right, so I need to summarize. So negative, negative, positive. So what is that? Positive. Negative, positive, positive. So it's what? Negative. So this is a positive. Okay, now the last step, I go back to check my original. Oh, my original is less than 0. So which interval I need? I need to choose this intervals here. And also my original does not have the equal sign. So what is my solutions here? My solution will be the -1/3 to where? To 2 with parentheses instead of what? Instead of the bracket, right? All right. So the next thing here, how do I do the inequality for the rational functions here? So for the rational function, everything is the same, right? And then in here, the only things here, the step number 1 here also is you move all the terms to one side. Okay, and then number 2 here, combined fractions. And after you combine the fraction, then factor numerator and denominator. Okay, after you factor here, then the step will be the same. See here, number 3 here is find the intervals. So just like we did before. Okay, so let's take a look at what this means step by step, right? Okay, so in here, I might need to have some space here. So I'm going to give a little bit more space here. Okay, so solve the inequalities here, right? So here, so first things I move the 1 over, right? So the step number 1 is here. So this is 1 minus 2x, and this is x squared minus 2x minus 3. So -1, greater than 0. One of the common mistakes when the people solving the rational inequality, they use cross product. No, you don't do that. So you move everything over. Now the step number 2 is here. You combined, right? So how do you combine? To find the common denominator. So this is x squared minus 2x minus 3. Then here you need to find the common denominator. So it's x squared minus 2x minus 3. So this is 1 minus 2x. So this is 1, right? So I need to, so this is x squared minus 2x minus 3, right? So just be very careful about your negative sign. So this is x squared minus 2x minus 3. So this one here is 1 minus 2x minus x squared. So be careful. This minus sign has to go over to every terms, right? So if you get a minus sign correct, then you are pretty good. So this is plus 2x plus 3. Okay, so now you simplify it. So this is x squared minus 2x minus 3. Then here, let's see here, the 2x, oh, here this is 2x, positive 2x cancel. Oh, okay, so I have 4 minus x squared. Okay, good. So this one is greater than or equal to 0. Then the final things they say, hey, let's try to factor. So this one will be 4 minus x, 4 plus x, and this is x minus 3, x plus 1, right? It's greater than or equal to 0 here. Okay, so now I need to set each term equal to 0, 0. So this one equal to 0. So what is x? X equal to 4. What is this one? Negative 4. This equal to 0. What is x? X equal to 3. How about this one? X equal to what? negative ones, right? Okay, so now here we do again. So number 3, they say find the intervals here. So now I'm going to put into the real number line, put it in the order. So smallest one is what? Smallest one is negative 4, right? So it's here, negative 4. Now what is next? I have a negative 1s, right? Negative 1 is here. Now I have a 3 here. I have a 4 here, right? Okay, so you put it in the order. Then you use the dot line to see the intervals here, right? So those are your intervals here. All right, and then the step number 4. What is step number 4? Like what we talked before, see here. So just like the solve the polynomials, right? So what do we need to do? We need to make a table. So we need to make a table or the diagrams, right? Okay, so or the diagram to decide the positive or negatives, right? Okay, so this is our game again. So I like this positive, negative again. So you list all the factors. So I have 4 minus x, 4 plus x, x minus 3, x plus 1. All right. Okay, so now let's do the negative positives here. Choose something less than negative 4, negative 5. 4 minus negative 5 plus. And 4 plus negative 5 is minus. Negative 5 minus 3, negative. Negative 5 plus 1, negative, right? Okay, so now choose something between negative 1 and negative 4. Let's say negative 2. 4 minus negative 2, so it's a plus. 4 plus negative 2 is a plus. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative. Get it? Okay, now choose something between 3 and negative 1. Let's say 0. Okay, so this is 4 minus 0 is a positive. 4 plus 0 is a positive. 0 minus 3 is negative. 0 plus 1 is positive. Okay, choose something in between 3 and 4, 3.5. 4 minus 3.5, positive. 4 plus 3.5, positive. 3.5 minus 3, positive. 3.5 plus 1, positive. Okay, choose something bigger than 4, 5. 4 minus 5, negative. 4 plus 5, positive. 5 minus 3, positive. 5 plus 1 is what? Positive. Finally. Okay, after we finish that, and then let's try to summarize here. Okay, so here, this is a positive, negative, negative. So it's what? It's a negative. Positive, positive, negative, negative, it's a positive. So here, this one's here, positive, positive. So this is negative, positive, positive, positive. Negative, negative, so here, right? So now let's go back to check to see, okay, to see what is my original want. So what I want here, it's greater than 0. Okay, greater than 0. So this will be this interval and this interval, right? So this is greater than 0. And then, so here's my solutions here. Okay, so it's greater than 0. So because this is equals, right? So we need to be careful. So first things we say, okay, this interval is negative 4 to the negative 1. But in here, we need to be very, very careful because I said, hey, x equal to negative 1 here. It's in here, right? So it's in the denominator. So I cannot have a denominator equal to 0. So what I need to do here, so the negative 1, I cannot have a bracket. So what I'm having here, I'm having a parenthesis. So you cannot have that, okay? So the then you union, okay, so you union, the next positive is 3 and 4. So because here is equal, right, you have a tendency to write is 3 and 4. But you check again, where is 3, right? Where is 3? 3 is here. It's in the denominator again. So can I have the bracket in here? No, I cannot have a bracket. So what I need to have here? I need to have a what? A parentheses here. So when we try to do this type of the problems here, we need to be very careful, right? So we need to say, you know, for the polynomial, we don't need to worry, but for here, we need to worry about that is because, okay, so, it's because of like we have the things in the what? In the denominator, right? So I cannot have the denominator equal to 0. So that's why those are super, super important, right? So these are the parentheses. This is a parenthesis. The reason why it is a parenthesis is because, because of the denominator, right? Okay, so the last problem here, solving inequality. All right, so for these ones here, the step number 1, they're already done. Everything is, so the step number 1, so it's done here. Everything already on the left-hand side. Now this one, the factor, seems the rational, the factor is easier, right? Okay, so here we factors here. So this is x minus what? This is x minus 5 and x plus 1. And what is the top here? This is x minus 3 and x minus 1. Okay, good. So now we'll do the same thing. We set each one equal to 0, solve for x. So let's do very quickly. What is this one? X equal to 3. What is this one? X equal to 1. What is this one? X equal to negative 1. What is this one? X equal to 5, right? Okay, so what is the next step here? Let's try to do on the real number lines here. And so what is the smallest number? Negative 1 here. All right, so this is negative 1. What is the next one? 1, right? What is the next one? It's 3. What is the next one? It's 5. All right. Okay, so now a little bigger. Okay, so now I draw the dotted line so I can see my intervals here, right? Okay, so I draw my dotted line. I give a little bit more dotted lines here. We might need to have that. So let's go a little bit longer. Okay, now let's write down the factor. So the factor is x minus 3, x minus 1, x minus 5, x plus 1. All right, and then let's do the plus minus games here. All right, so this is plus minus game. Something less than negative 1, negative 2, negative 2 minus 3, so negative, negative 2 minus 1, negative, negative 2 minus 5, negative, negative 2 plus 1, negative, right? Okay, so this one's here between negative 1 and 1. Let's choose 0. 0 minus 3, negative. 0 minus 1, negative. 0 minus 5, negative. 0 plus 1, positive. Okay, let's choose something 1 and 3. Let's choose 2. 2 minus 3, negative. 2 minus 1, negative. 2 minus 5, negative. 2 plus 1, positive. Choose something between 4, 4 minus 3, positive, 4 minus 1, positive, 4 minus 5, negative, 4 plus 1, positive. Okay, choose something greater than 5, choose 6. So 6 minus 3, positive, 6 minus 1, positive, positive, positive. Okay, now you do like everything, and then you do the multiplication. So negative, 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 negative. So this is a positive. So this is a negative. No, it's a negative, negative, negative. This is a negative, right? Okay. So now this is okay. So hold on. Did I get this one correctly here? Okay. So this is a positive, positive, positive. This is negative, and so this is positive here. I think I have one sign is wrong here. Okay, so here, all right, so choose anything between 1 and 3, so 2. 2 plus, this has to be, Right. Okay, that's much better here. Okay, so this is a positive. Okay, so now let's take a look at original, what you want. Oh, original want greater than 0. So let's take a look at which interval is greater than positive, is greater than 0. And also, they have the equal signs, right? Okay, so, but I need to be careful, right, when I write it. Okay, so let's try to write the equal sign. So my solutions here. All right, so it's this one. First interval is from the negative infinity all the way to -1. Okay, so because the equal sign, let's see, I need to put a bracket or parenthesis. Oh, -1 is where? -1 is on the denominator. Oh, I cannot put a bracket, so I need to put a parenthesis. And the union, this interval, 1 to 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, both of them on the top. That's good. So I have 1, 2, 3. So both of them I can put a bracket. Then the last interval is a union, something to the, so this one is a positive infinity. So it's a 5. All right. Oh, can I put the 5 here? So this is a 5. Oh my gosh, you see on the denominator. So what I need to be careful, I cannot have a bracket. So in here, this will be the 5 in the parentheses here, right? So here, be very careful. The reason why here and the color coding here is because at both these two ends point, they are from the denominators, right? So I cannot have a bracket because if you bracket, that means you include that number. That means your denominator will be 0. All right, so that's it. It's pretty fun, right? So this is a kind of the fun exercise. The only thing I can say is how to factor those high degrees of the polynomial. That will be a little bit challenges there. Okay, that's it. I hope that you enjoyed these sections here. And now we finish this chapter and we are going to the next chapters. Right? All right. Have a good day and talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.